The Pathum Thani Stadium in Bangkok is the venue for today's AFC Champions League Group F matches. It's the defending champions Ulsan Hyundai looking to extend their winning run to 12 games against a KOR FC side who've lost their opening 2 matches in their debut campaign. A real test on the way here for the side from the Philippines, making their competition debut. As you can see, Ulsan 100% record so far. Vettel, who beat KOR 5-0 when the sides met 3 days ago, and BG Pathum United making up the group. Pathum and Vettel will meet each other in the late game a little bit later on. Well, temperature in the low 30s once again. Lots of sunshine around at the moment. There is a build-up of cloud, but the white fluffy sort at the moment, not the sort we saw the other day when we had lots of rain here, so hopefully the weather will stay fair today and we should be set for 2 very interesting matches of football as well. Ulsan, who've won 11 in a row, the defending champions of course, having beaten Persepolis in the final last season. But KOR looking to use this experience to learn. They've got a new man at the helm, Graham Harvey, the Englishman who was appointed just a couple of weeks ago. Came through that playoff, of course, against Shanghai Port. Well, it's a real adventure for these players. Substitutes have already made their way into the stands here. We do have 2 Philippine sides playing in the group stages. The first time we've had a side from the Philippines. United FC also in action in the group stages. I'm sure these sides had a sharp intake of breath when the draw was made. Paired with the defending champions. So they've yet to concede a goal. One of only 2 teams, along with Nagoya Grampus, yet to concede a goal. Nagoya kept another clean sheet yesterday. KOR did find the net in their opening match against BG Pathum United. It was merely a consolation, though, for Marwin Angeles. And then that heavy defeat. They have conceded 9 goals in their opening 2 matches, and they have back-to-back games to come now against Ulsan Hyundai. It is affectionately known as the Leo Stadium here, home of BG Pathum United. As we say, he'll be in action a little bit later on. It's been opened 11 years since being renovated. It's an excellent playing surface here as well. So temperatures up in the low 30s once again today, so this will be a real test for the players' stamina, but working on their recovery well in the 2 days they have off between games. KOR looking to draw whatever positives they can. They're playing 7 games in 18 days, and when you put that into perspective, the Philippine League last season was short and the sides just played each other once. They played just 5 games in the league, so they're actually playing more games in this competition than they played in the whole of their league season. I think they're feeling the heat on the bench already. So it is very hot here again. So we had temperatures up in the late 30s yesterday in Buriram. A little bit cooler here today. Reminder, I'm sure you know by now, that the 5 group winners are guaranteed a place in the knockout stages, and then 3 of the best runners-up will also join them in the knockout stages in September. Another victory for Ulsan today would pretty much guarantee them a top 2 finish. They would still have to battle away to secure a top spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome FC-Iloilo from Philippines and Ulsan FC from Korea.
FC-Iloilo to give them their full title. Kaya translated is "we can." If you picture the geography of the Philippines, that large group of islands, they are slap bang in the middle. So the teams make their way out, led out by today's match officials. Referees from the Lebanon, assistant referees from Qatar and Iraq today, and Saud Ali Al-Abda is the 4th official from Qatar. It's the formalities that you've seen so many times before, the applause, the team photos, before the game can get underway. We'll give the team news in just a second. Changes in both teams today. Louis Casas there, the goalkeeper in red, made a great save in that playoff game. Well, Graham Harvey has made 3 changes to the side, beaten by Vitel last time out. Jovin Bedik, the captain, Carlisle Mitchell and Simone Rota, who was sent off in the opening match, are all recalled. Bedik will play up front alongside Daniels and Dezo. Marvin Angeles scored Kaya's only goal so far. He's on a yellow card alongside Debrica and Rio in midfield. Referees Hussein Abo Yeha from the Lebanon. It's his first match in this season's group stages. He was the 4th official for Pohang Steelers' 2-0 win over Ratchaburi on the opening day of the competition back on the 22nd of June. Kihi and Bedik are the 2 captains. Ulsan have also made changes to their lineup. 4 from the side that beat BG Pathum United here 3 days ago. Lim Yong-yun makes a first start. Kim Sung-joon comes into midfield, while Kim Ji-hyun and Oh Si-hyun also come into the 11. They will be the 2 up front in the new partnership up front for today. Vako on a yellow card. Another yellow card for him and for Angeles would mean that they would miss the next group match. Hyun-woo in goal has yet to concede so far. 6 of the 7 players to drop out of the starting lineups are on the bench today, including Lucas Hinterseer for Ulsan. He scored 2 of the Koreans' 3 goals so far. So Louis Casas made a fine stoppage time to make sure that that playoff game didn't go into extra time. It was a 1-0 win. The goal scored by Audi Menzi, the right back, sorry. It will be Kaya FC then to get us underway. They'll kick from left to right in the first half against the defending champions. First of our double headers today in Group F. Straight away the ball out of play for a throw, allowed to run by Chul. There's been a bit of squad rotation going on by Hong Myung-bo, the Ulsan coach. As with the games coming every 3 days, it's important to keep things fresh. Here's Daiso. Graham Harvey, a man that was born in Watford, just north of London. Has a master's degree in sports coaching. Took over the side for this competition alongside his coach Yu Hoshida, or Coach Hoshi, as he's better known, and Hong Myung-bo. Fantastic playing career, highlight being that run to the semi-finals of the 2002 World Cup for Korea Republic under Dick Advocat. Daiso with the corner, first one of the game, and a chance for Kaya. Put some pressure on. Oh, the header as well, it just looped up and was comfortable for Hyun-moo. Just a breaker challenging the goalkeeper. Could be an early injury here for Myung-jin. I think he'll be okay. There's no real purchase on the header. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. You wonder whether set pieces might be Kaya's best chance of getting goals in this game. So just the one so far for Angolese. They were outplayed by Vital in the last game, losing by 5-0. Ulsan's current record is second to none. Also won this tournament back in 2012 as well. Koreans have had such a great record over the years in winning the AFC Champions League. No nation has won more titles than the Koreans. Have to go back to 2006 to find Ulsan's very first AFC Champions League game when they played Tokyo Verdy. They won that by 2-0, and it kind of set a trend really for their play going forward. Here's Chul. Ki-hee. Young-jun. Tae-won was hugging that far touchline looking for a ball played to him. Never came though. Now we're by Kasambre. Now Ji-hun. It's a foul by Carlisle Mitchell. Missed the last game, the Trinidad defender. Picked up a knock in the first game. He did come off the bench in that game at half-time, but couldn't prevent a defeat for his side. Simone Rota back in the side as well. He was sent off in that opening match. The man who spent a lot of his life in Italy. So a new central defending pairing. It's the same back four that it was in the opening match against Pathum United. Ulsan playing the ball around with a nice composed confidence at the moment. Vako. This is Chul. Will certainly make Kaya work when the Filipinos haven't got the ball, that's for sure. Sung-jin. Now Ki-hee, the captain. Chul. Vako. Graham Harvey saying before the match that with those 7 games in 18 days, it's important to manage the squad from a physical perspective and tactically as well. said how much they were looking forward to trying to impress and learning from teams like Ulsan Hyundai in this competition. 4 waiting in the centre. Taewon with a cross. And the head up from Jae-hyun didn't have enough on it. Chase on here for Daniels, but will race through to the goalkeeper. Vako just helped out to Chul. Nobody at the back post. Libby Casas able just to watch that behind. They joined the K-League back in 1984 as Hyundai Harangi, which Harangi means tiger in Korean. Still got the tiger on the badge. There was the header. Well, both Ji-hun and Min-jun failed to get a touch on that. They play at the Ulsan Munsu Stadium, one of the fantastic stadiums used for the 2002 World Cup. Really was a wonderful tournament held in Japan and Korea, of course. And of course, Hong Myung-bo, an integral part of that side that made it through to the semi-finals, scored a penalty in the quarter-final shootout win over Spain. He was voted the 3rd best player of the tournament, a real honour for a Korean player in the World Cup finals. What's the captain of that Korean side, Hong Myung-bo? Menzi with a throw. Fuji. Audi Menzi, whose goal got Kaya to the group stages. It's Ji-hyun just ducking underneath the ball. Carlisle's challenge, a good solid one. Can't win the ball though. Vako. Min-jun into the sunshine on the far side, but injury here to Carlisle. Did play in the Trinidad and Tobago Pro Leagues back in the early days in his career. Carlisle Mitchell with Joe Public. Had a couple of spells in Canada with Vancouver Whitecaps and FC Edmonton. His first Asian club was Seoul Eland in 2014. He had a brief spell at East Bengal in the I-League in India. He picked up a knock in that first game. He wasn't fit enough to start the second match against Vittel, but came on at half-time, and another painful one for him to endure here. So Mitchell's okay to continue. Kai will return the ball to the opposition, who were in possession at the time the whistle went. This is Ki-hee. No. Young-jun. It's Taewon. It's a feature of Ulsan's play that Taewon and Chul, the 2 fullbacks, while playing a back 4, they do still like to get 4, almost in a wing-back type scenario. Adding that little bit of width does mean they have to work a little bit harder, of course, when they're on the defensive. This is Myung-jin. Now Taewon, who'd stayed forward. There's the other fullback, Chul. Sung-Jun. Ulsan, of course, lost their hero after the Champions League final last year and before the new K-League season. Junior Negrao scored both goals in the final, one from a penalty. He's moved to Changchun Yatai. See who's going to step up. And Sehun gets the goal. Well, coming into the starting lineup today, Sehun. When we talk about goal scorers making his first start today. And an inspired team selection by the coach. Good work by Vako. Audi Menzi really should have got a challenge in, and Sehun was in space, nobody picked him out. And he was able to pick his spot beyond Louis Casas under the goalkeeper. And Ulsan lead by 1-0. Sung-Jun sprays it all the way across to Taewon. Min-jun. Another good ball in, comes off Mitchell and goes behind for the corner. Delivery to the box has been great from Ulsan so far. Really causing some problems. We've talked a lot throughout this competition about the quality of crosses into the box and how they could be so productive. So we should acknowledge the fact that, or the role that Vako played in that goal, that the man from Georgia wriggled his way down the line. Audi Menzi will be disappointed to have been beaten on his outside. Here's the corner. Still they can't get it clear. Ki-hee. Sung-Jun. That's a good run. Rides a couple of tackles. Three weights in the middle. Driven in. Pushed wide by Casas. I'm not too sure that didn't hit him in the face. Brilliant driving run. It did hit him in the face. It was a painful one. It doesn't matter how you keep them out. Another corner, though, to Ulsan Hyundai. Right to the back post. Ki-hee's header. Referee had spotted some pushing. It could be a busy night for Mitchell and co at the back. Have managed 8 shots on target in their first 2 matches, Kaya. They did score that goal from Angeles, as we mentioned, against BG Patsum United in their first game. They may not get too many chances today against this very good Ulsan Hyundai side, going in search of a 12th consecutive win. It's a competition record. They've already beaten their own record, 11 wins in a row. They're the only team to make it into double figures in consecutive victories. They've done it twice now, Ulsan Hyundai. Too high this time for Ji-hyun. That original record they made between 2012 and 2014. Their last defeat was against the Urawa Reds back in the 2019 season in the round of 16. And their winning run coming into today's games, played 11, won 11, scored 25, and conceded just 5 goals in those 11 matches. Quite incredible. Here's Ki-hee. Lovely ball over the top for Chul, who's got a little bit of space here. Menzie comes across, away by Mitchell. Straight back to Chul with a second chance to cross. Just to run away from Vako. Very much controlling things in terms of possession. We've got that opening goal. Last thing Kaya would have wanted was to concede so early. It's another great looking ball in. It's just too high for Sehun. Goal scorer just offside this time. Just strayed a little too early. So Ulsan won't have any other thoughts in their mind than finishing top of the group. We've seen some good performances across all 5 groups from various teams from around this part of Asia. And Nagoya Grampus made it 4 wins out of 4 yesterday. That was the first group to start. Setting the benchmark in their particular group. It's Chul. As far as the other groups go, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, they top Group H, 7 points from their 3 matches so far. Kawasaki Frontale from Japan, 2 wins out of 2 in Group I. Cerezo Osaka, 7 points from 3 games, Japanese topping their group. So as you can see, there's a pattern developing. It's very Japanese, Korean heavy at the top of those groups at the moment. Can somebody break the domination? Still a lot of games to go. So some of the groups have only played 2 games so far. This the reverse fixtures to come. We'll play these fixtures again in 3 days' time. Vako. Nice give and go. That's good football to support ball though, just in behind Taewon. Here's Vako, the thumbs up. Maybe wasn't quite advanced. We went a little bit too far then, Taewon. Ulsan are top of the K-League at the moment. They're 4 points clear of Jeonbuk Motors. And in fact, 3 teams below them, all on the same 33 points. Jeonbuk Motors, Suwon Blue Wings and Daegu. There's a bit of a gap then back to Pohang Steelers. Daniels just taking a knee in the back there from Jong-yun. Actually born in Irvine in California, Kenshiro Daniels. His father's a Hollywood actor and retired kickboxer, Gary Daniels. Starred in a lot of martial arts films. Good quick ball by Vako, and a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Sehun hauled down as he was just about to turn away from Rota. That's right on the edge. It's a good spot by the referee. The initial contact, well, it's less than half a metre outside the penalty area. Louis Casas will just have to wait to organise his wall till it's back the full distance. Driven in just over the top. Didn't have any dip on the end of it. It was an excellent effort from Vako. Got it up over the wall, but it was a little bit too close in to try and get it up and down from there. He very nearly managed it. Valery Kazashvili, to give him his full name, simply wears Vako on the back of his shirt. Past the midway point of the first half already. Ulsan leading by a goal to nil. Scored by one of the 4 players coming to the starting lineup today, O.C. Hun, who did come off the bench in the previous 2 matches, but getting a start today and taking just 12 minutes to open his account in this competition. There's Ki-hee, now Vako. Young-jun. Sehun coming short. Chase on here for Daniels. Ki-hee didn't deal with it. Daniels might be the chance here. Gets the shot in, but wide of the target. Hadn't got too much support. He was arriving, but felt the need to go on his own. Captain didn't quite deal with that. Well, Ki-hee will be a relieved man that didn't actually come to anything. Just see Daiso through the centre. Don't think he'd have been able to pick him out. There was a defender tracking Daiso all the way. There's Chol. Tae-wan. Angeles. There's Bedik. Solid header from Young-yun. Fuji. Ryo Fuji had more attempted passes than anybody in their opening game. against BG Pattern United. He's a very creative midfielder, the Japanese, when he's on the ball. Hasn't seen too much of the ball in this game as yet. We don't seem to mention the likes of Angeles or De Bruyne, particularly at the moment. Just need to get into the game a little bit more, these key players for Kaya. Here's Mitchell. Just beat Daiso into touch. Myungjin. Minjun. So one looking long, but it'll be comfortably gathered by Louis Casas. Ulsan won every game in the competition last season, except for their opening match when they drew 1-1 with FC Tokyo. It's wins all the way after that, including that final victory over Persepolis when they lifted the trophy. Victory earned them a place in the Club World Cup, of course, as well. They were beaten by Tigres in their opening match. And in their match for place, they were also beaten by Al Dahail from Qatar. Myungjin with the corner. Better defending that time from Kaya. Kaya just can't seem to get a foot on the ball at the moment, just to spend a little bit of time in possession. They're chasing the game at the moment. Minjun. Bedik back on defensive duties. Taewon. Myungjin. Sungjin. Chol. Vako. Created the first goal from a similar position. Crossing took a deflection. Helped out wide by Ji Hyun. Now Taewon with a bit of time to pick his spot. Can't pick a right spot though. Angeles hooks away, and it'll be a throw-in in the corner. Come on. Despite the fact he conceded 5 in the last match, Louis Casas, there wasn't too many goals he had a chance with. He was left exposed on occasions by his defenders. Vittel securing their biggest win in that 5-0. That's better. Now Fuji. Good players up with him. Didn't look the greatest ball, but Daiso managed to make the best of it, just dragged it back into his path. He's won a corner, Fuji. Thought he'd misplaced the pass originally. It's good work by Daiso to bring the ball back under his control. And then it goes out off Ki Hee for a Kaya corner. Fuji was born in Hong Kong. Another player that was raised in California. Had a spell at LA Galaxy in the MLS. It's not a great corner. Second chance to deliver, but again, blue shirts getting the ball away. We're disappointed with that delivery, Daniels. Clumsy from Menzies, sends the ball straight out of play. It's quite fitting that KOR should be in this tournament this year. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary as life as a football club this year. Quarter of a century. Relatively new by today's standards, of course. Mitchell's challenge on Vako. There's Young-Yun. Chol. Off Fuji. Rebound straight to Vako. Chol. Young-Yun. Chase on again for Taewon, but he's quick, but not that quick. Played as a sweeper back in the day with Posco Atoms, who are now Pohang Steelers. Had a spell at Kashiwa Reysol. Hong Myung-bo also played for LA Galaxy, where he finished his career in the 2003-04 season. 136 appearances for the Korean national team. Very good servant, great success. Was coach of the 2012 Olympic team as well, where Korea won a first ever medal, beating Japan to secure the bronze. Here's the breaker. It's a good ball in. Bedic just couldn't get his feet in a position to get off the ground and try and get a header. First time we've really seen the breaker playing the ball into the box, and not too much service for Bedic to latch onto so far. He was actually born in Iloilo, where KOR are based. It is actually nicknamed the football capital of the Philippines. Iloilo. Rare touch for Hyun-woo in the Ulsan goal. Haven't been too many chances in this first half so far. Si-hun's goal coming just 12 minutes in. Good work by Vako. Good finish by the man making his first start for Ulsan Hyundai in this competition. Here's Vako. Good ball, Young-Yun. Now Taewon. Chance to cross, too much on it though. Sliced away. Somewhat frustrating for the fullback. He's got himself in some good positions in this half. Kim Taewon. Played in 6 of the AFC Champions League games in Qatar last year. Taewon played in both of the Club World Cup games as well. Here's Mitchell. Rutter. Good call from the goalkeeper, Hyun-woo. So he hasn't had much to do so far, but that was a comfortable take. Played all 19 games in the K-League so far this season, Jo Hyun-woo. He's the #1 keeper at Ulsan. Myung-jin. Now Chul. Vako. Mitchell needs to keep his arms down. You can hear the referee shouting no foul. You can see the shirt tug as well from Mitchell. It always amazes me when defenders raise their arms to attackers, because they know if they fall down, they're going to get a free kick given against them. Myung-jin brought down. That will be a free kick. Another free kick. Young-yun and Ki-hee have gone forward for this. There's plenty of aerial presence in there for Ulsan. Be taken by Chul. In towards the near post to Ki-hee. Away by Menzi. Gangalel's just felt he'd been nudged in the back there as he tried to clear that one away. It's only a throw-in being given, though, to Ulsan. It's a foul by Angeles and a yellow card, which means that Marwin Angeles will miss the next match.
Player number 8, more intentions.
It was a cynical challenge. He was just stopping Ji Hyun in his tracks and succeeded, but he has given a free kick away. Vako's already gone close with one. It's going to be Chul this time who will swing this one in, looking for a header. And getting a header as well at the back post. Ji Hyun gets the goal this time, so the two front players have both scored for Ulsan. It was a great delivery from Chul. He's just bundled over the line by Kim Ji Hyun. And it was Sehun again, actually. He's caught the 9 on the back of the shirt, but he's just got in between two players, Sehun, so he has got both goals. No real challenge, and that will be the disappointment for Graham Harvey, that Casambre didn't manage to make a challenge. And 5 minutes to go to half-time. Sehun makes it 2. Well, he certainly made the most of his opportunity coming into the starting lineup. He's on a hat-trick now. Vako. Young-yun. Vako striding forward again. Chul. Away by Mitchell. Back in again to Ji Hyun. Couldn't take the ball away from the defender, though. Everybody bar one back behind the ball at the moment for Kaya. That's a lovely ball to Chul. Interception from Daiso. Now Mitchell. Fuji. Kept in by Fuji. Chance to try and take on Chul. It's helped on by Daniels. Angeles. Casambre. Too much on it. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. It's a better move though from Kaya. Springing a few passes together and getting a ball into the box, which wasn't really near a yellow shirt. Just a bit more composure needed from Casambre. Ji-hyun. Vako. I think he thought about the shot the first time. Too many players back behind, or in front of him rather, between him and goal. There's Sung Jin. Chol. Sehun's gone down on the edge of the penalty area, off the ball. The referee didn't see anything untoward. Taken well by Louis Casas in goal. It's a patient build-up from Ulsan Hyundai. Trailing here by 2-0 now, the side from the Philippines, FC Kaya, or Kaya FC rather. Can they make any inroads into the second half? They have started to claw back the possession a little. Not by a huge amount, though. It's been pretty much in Ulsan's favour right from the start of the kickoff, start of the match rather. Angeles ball forward. Not too sure what Daniels was trying to achieve then with a header. De Bruyke just inside him. That'll be a free kick. Far by Myung Jin, and maybe a chance here for Kaya on the stroke of half-time to get themselves back into the match. Could be the last chance of the first half for them to try and get back into this one. Might make the team talk a little bit easier at half-time if they could halve the deficit. All about the quality on the delivery. There's no quality on the delivery, it's a poor one. Just see the other players making their way back. It's frustrating. You get players forward and the free kick is not, well, it's not even close. It's a poor one from Daniels, the man that was fouled. Graham Harvey would have hoped for better from the set piece. Halfway through the additional minute already at the end of the first half. Well, that is half-time. And another half-time where Ulsan Hyundai have just shown their quality, leading by 2-0. Both goals scored by O.C. Hun. 12 minutes and 40 minutes, the second just bungled over the line from a good ball in. Kaya haven't really threatened in that first half. They've had a couple of shots which have gone off target. There was a free kick right at the end, which was a good chance, but Daniels wasted it. But the defending champions well on their way to preserving their 100% record unless Kaya can come out with a sterling second half to get back into the game. Half-time, it's Kaya FC-Iloilo 0, Ulsan Hyundai 2. Welcome back to the Pathum Thani Stadium. Double change coming up for Ulsan Hyundai at half-time, who lead here by 2-0. They're very much in control against Kaya FC-Iloilo. They can rotate the squad. They can make 5 changes, of course, during the course of the match. It's been a tough game for Kaya once again, who conceded 5 against Vitel in their last match. They'll be hoping to try and keep the score down as best they can in the second half. Both goals coming from man starting his first game in the competition for Ulsan, OC Hyun. That alone at Gimchin Sangmu last season. Didn't score in his 4 games there, but he's got a couple of goals here to hopefully impress his coach, Hong Myung-bo. Louis Casas, one of the Filipino international goalkeepers. Of course, there is a Philippine goalkeeper playing in the Championship in England, Neil Etheridge, who plays for Birmingham. First Philippine goalkeeper to play in the Premier League. Louis Casas, I'm sure, knows him well from the international circuit. Referee is from the Lebanon, Hussein Abo Yahia, who's all ready to go. So the 2 players coming on for Ulsan will be Lee Myung-jae and Kang Yun-gu. And we'll confirm in just a moment the 2 players that have made way.
Player number 13, Kim Min-jun, replaced by player number 30, Kang Yun-gu.
There's Young-gu, 19 years of age, making his first appearance, as is Lee Myung-jae, who's come on as well. Neither have appeared in either of the 2 games so far, so a chance for them to have a run out in this second half. Hyun Woo was really troubled in that first half, the goalkeeper. Ulsan Hyundai then in the blue and black, or the light blue and dark blue, should I say, get us underway in the second half. Kaya in their usual yellow. Ulsan leading 2-0, keeping up their 100% record these sides meet again in 3 days' time. Chol and Min-jun, the 2 players to go off. Straight away, Ulsan on the attack at the start of the second half. Rota stabbing that one away. Overhit the cross. And that will go behind for a goal kick. First introduction for Myung-jae over on that far side. Chol got forward on a number of occasions. Sure, they'll be looking for Myung-jae to do similar. Very good attacking display from the Ulsan fullbacks. No changes to the Kaya FC lineup at half-time. Yun has just taken a little knock as he went for that one. I just think it was that trailing arm from De Bruyke that just caught him after the ball had gone. De Bruyke, quick to offer his apologies. No real malice in it, just caught him under the chin, I think. Were supposed to play Brisbane Roar in the preliminary round, Kaya, but they pulled out. All the Australian teams pulling out, of course, due to the travel issues with getting from Australia and quarantine on return, etc. So they went straight through to that playoff against Shanghai Port, which they won by a 1-0. Myung-jae. Menzi. Daiso. Fuji, rather. Into the chest of Ki-hee. You get the impression Ulsan have just got another gear if they needed it. And they found the bottom corner. Third goal, Vako this time. Well, it just ran away from Ji-hyun in the centre, and the man who made the first has scored the third. Valery Kazashvili, the man from Georgia, who scored 2 goals in the K-League this season, now has his first goal in the AFC Champions League to make it 3 right at the start of the second half. He did well, actually, to stab it through. I thought it might have come off the defender, but Ji-hyun has done well there as he fell, just stabbing it through. Mitchell couldn't get there. Casas did get a hand to it, but couldn't keep the ball out. Scored in the Nations League for Georgia against Armenia back in November in a 2-1 defeat for the Georgians. And an important goal here for his side. Let's put a little bit more distance between them and Kaya. Taewon. Comfortable take for Louis Casas. Well, that goal from Vako is the 12th goal that Kaya have conceded in 3 matches. Angeles and Mitchell. De Bruyke. Bedic. Foul by the Kaya captain. Being quick to apologise to the referee. Here's the goal again. I did really well, Ji-hyun. Just falling backwards and just prodded it through to Vako. Fuji. Myungjin. Vako taking on Menzi. Ji-hyun. Those two looking to return the favour to each other. Bedic. De Bruyke. Nice touch from Daiso. He's got Bedic and Daniels inside him. Bedic's now gone a little bit wide. It's back to Fuji. De Bruyke. Angeles. Casambre. Pass was a little short back to Casambre. Just managed to win his side and throw off Younggu. It is his first season in the first team. Kang Younggu, he made his debut in the Club World Cup against Tigre as a 79th minute substitute. Hasn't played in the K-League since April. Here's Audi Menzi. Behind Dezo. De Bruyke. Casambre. Rota. Rota again. He's an interesting character, Simone Rota. He was left in an orphanage when he was a baby. Brought up by Italian-speaking carers in Europe, in mainly Italian-speaking areas. Since 2014, since his return, he volunteers at the orphanage where he grew up. And he has a biography which was made into a film called Journeyman Finds Home. The Simone Rota story. Well, that's nearly a story and then getting on the score sheet, but it's a good save by Hyun Woo. Daniels denied. Probably feels he should have done better. Myung Jin is coming off for Ulsan. Hyun Woo is the player coming on.
Player number 22, KOR.
It's a good ball through for Daniels. Hits it early. Goalkeeper making his first real save. Hyun Woo. Still got a corner to defend here. Daiso to swing this one over. Good take by the goalkeeper. Clean hands. It's Casambre's header. He'll race after it and manage to keep the ball in play. Wins the throw off Sihun. There's that ball through. Took it beautifully, Daniels, in his stride. It was a nice cushion touch with the left foot. Good shot with the right and a good save by the goalkeeper. Sung-Jun. There's been little flashes in the game where KOR have shown that they've certainly got some talent in this team. Just the consistency of trying to get hold of the ball and keep it for long periods of time that's really let them down. They've spent a lot of time in the game without the ball. Graham Harvey saying as well, we know we're going to have to work hard when we don't have the ball. And that's what they're having to do at the moment. Just try and shut down those gaps that Ulsan are trying to capitalise on. It's Mitchell's header. Might fall for Ji-hyun. Back to Vako. Denied this time. Combination of defender and goalkeeper there. Mitchell and Casas between them, denying Vako a second goal. It came off Mitchell's head initially. And it was his clearance that put it wide, having redeemed himself and got back to his feet very quickly. It's gone for a corner. Vako again, still going. Away again by Mitchell. Probably his best game so far, Vako. Came on at half-time in the opening match, but has started both matches since. Ji-hyun. Hyun Woo. Myung-jae. It's back again from Vako. Sung-jun. Now Young-woo. Angle ball out wide again. First time cross by Tae-won caused a few problems. And he's gone for a corner. Of Simone Rota. Idolises Gareth Bale. Did get a straight red card in that first game for a professional foul against BG Pathum United. Simone Rota. Be Sung-jun with the corner then for Ulsan Hyundai, who lead by 3-0. Good header away. Vako. The referee will stop the game. There's a clash of heads. It's Mitchell that's gone down again, not for the first time, needing treatment. And Se-hun, scorer of the opening 2 goals, who's also stayed down. There's a hefty clash of heads. Nothing that the ice pack won't sort out for Carlisle Mitchell. Now both players will have to go off, of course, before they can continue. Graham Harvey just checking on his central defender's well-being before play continues. Both players called back on by the referee now. So everybody back up to a full complement. This is Sung-jun. Ulsan spending a lot of time in the Kaya half at the moment. That chance for Daniels at the other end could have just given Kaya the little bit of a lift they needed, but denied by Hyun-woo's save. Another ball whipped in, another header away by Mitchell. Bedic. On by Se-hun. Daniels. Gets the shot in. Good effort. Tip over by the goalkeeper. Better from Daniels, who's the threat now for Kaya. Confident enough to come inside and fire in the shot. Fingertip over. I'm not too sure it was dropping in, but well, Hyun-woo was taking no chances. Good tip over. Daniels denied for a second time by the Ulsan goalkeeper. Daiso with the corner. Too close to the goalkeeper again. Hyun-woo under no real pressure, and then bowling out to Vako. That's a heavy touch. It's Fuji that got a foot in, but Ulsan still in possession. Young-woo. Sung-jun. Now Myung-jae, the substitute, away again by Mitchell. About to see a change. Angeles going off, who was booked earlier on. And Mita is the player coming on. And the referee's pulled it back for a free kick to Ulsan. There's a foul on Myung-jae, I think, after the ball had gone. Angeles will miss the next match, so maybe Abiloka Mita will be the player that will come in to replace him. It's 28 minutes or so of action.
Replace the clock. Player number 17.
That was a handball. It was well spotted by the referee. Arm up from Fuji. Referee did just wait to find out if he found an Ulsan shirt in the box. Good delivery. Flash header, which didn't have enough on it. Difference in the quality of the deliveries of the free kick, though. That was Vako that time, whipping it in with pace. Young Yun back into the Kaya half of the field. 70%. It's been up around that for most of the game, the possession with Ulsan Hyundai. So they would make it 12 wins in a row. With this, they've still yet to concede a goal. Only they and Nagoya Grampus. Nagoya Grampus have played 4 games, 4 clean sheets for Mitch Langerak and co. No team has ever won 12 in a row in the AFC Champions League. Here's Taewon. Just too high for Ji Hyun, but Vako will keep it alive. Taking on Menzi. It's well kept in. Good work then by Taewon. Amita. Going back towards his own goal, and again, goalkeeper's not on for a pass here. He's done well. Still under a little bit of pressure though, De Bruyke. There's Ji Hyun trying to turn through towards Sehun, who's on a hat-trick. Might get another chance here to deliver Taewon. Rotter's header. Eventually the ball out of the penalty area, not very far though. Just can't get the ball clear, Kaya, at the moment. But they've won themselves a free kick. Foul by Sehun. Just on Casambre. I think it might have just been the fall when he landed on his leg that maybe caused Casambre a bit of an issue. Wasn't too much in the original tackle. Ulsan play Kaya again, as we said, in 3 days' time. Then they've still got 2 games to go against Vittel and BG Pattern United. It's another good ball across. Here's the hat-trick, surely. Oh, it's off the bar. What a chance for Sehun. Well, it was the chance of a hat-trick. There's a Kaya player down, injured here, and Louis Casas immediately giving Casambre some attention. Now, I don't know if that's the backlash from that challenge that happened on the edge of the area a moment or so ago. Oh no, they both collided. He just caught him in the face with his boot, Casambre, as he came in to try and get the challenge in on Sehun. Flicked the top of the bar, but what a chance for the Korean striker to get his hat-trick. You can see Young Yun's reaction back on the halfway line. Oh, it was just that trailing boot that's caught Casambre in the face. That was a nasty one. It's been in the wars in the last few minutes. Marco Casambre. Looks to be okay though. Another change for Ulsan. Ki-hee, the captain, is coming off. Tae-hyun coming on for a second appearance off the substitutes bench. Came on with 10 minutes to go against BG Pattern United in the last match. He's got just over a quarter of the game to go here. Sambre's back on his feet and okay. There was some concern initially after the challenge from Louis Casas, but Sambre's okay. Three more games to come for you today. BG Pattern United against Vittel at 2 o'clock local time. And two more games in Group I taking place in Uzbekistan. Daegu against Beijing and Kawasaki Frontale against United FC, another team from the Philippines. Ulsan easing their way to comfortable gap at the top of the table at the moment in this group. There's Yongwoo. Late evening sunshine in Bangkok. Just approaching 6:30 in the evening local time. Yongyun. Yongyun. Just got down a play. He's had a busy afternoon at centre-back, Mitchell. Taken a couple of knocks. He's been the focal point of trying to get the ball away, him and Rotta.
Substitutions for FC-Iloilo.
Kaya making
number 15,
another change.
Replaced by player number 22, PHI.
Arboleda is the player that's come on. Here's Arboleda. Yongwoo. Good overlapping run from Taewon. Offside against the fullback though. Looks like it's Kasambre that's gone off. Indeed, after that head injury a moment or so ago, they're taking no chances. Fitch Arboleda comes on for a second appearance off the substitutes bench as well. 19 minutes to go. Ulsan leading by 3-0. Couple from Sehun in the first half. Vako getting the third at the start of the second. Yongwoo. Taewon. Slice behind, not for the first time. Taewon unable to get the cross in. Might just have jarred something then as he went to get that one across. Comfortable at the moment for Hong Myung-bo. Side have scored 1 in the first match, 2 in the second match, 3 in the third match. Gradually getting better as it's gone on. They've yet to concede a goal. Kaya have conceded 12 in 3 matches. Arboleda. Daniels. So Daniels has had their two best chances so far, Kaya. Midfielders just need to try and pick him out in dangerous positions. He's certainly got the confidence to take on the shots when he gets a chance. Daniels. Denied twice by the goalkeeper. Hyun-woo. Here's Yong-woo. Lovely ball out to Vako, holding that wide position. Good running into the box as well by Myung-jae. Better defending. Rota putting the ball behind for the corner. Yong-woo wasn't too far away. Louis Casas could just watch that go by. He was rooted to the spot, the goalkeeper. Didn't move. Well, it has gone well wide, in fairness, but Yong-woo will be disappointed that he didn't get closer with that one. Sung-jun, who's taken over the captain's armband after Ki-hee's departure. Still on the attack, Ulsan looking for another, away by Mitchell. Reminder that 8 teams will go through to the round of 16 from the eastern section to join the 8 teams from the west. Istiklal from Tajikistan, Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia along with Al Nazar. Tractor Estigal from Iran. Persepolis from Iran and Al Wada from the UAE, all ready safely through. Here's Taewon. Another good ball in, another good header from Mitchell to concede the corner. Yeah, those 8 teams will play each other in the round of 16, as will the 8 teams that qualify for the eastern section. The east and west are mixed up for the quarter-final draw. So the 3 teams that qualified in second place, Al Wada, Tractor and Al Hilal, 13 points Al Wada. The other 2 teams had 10 points each, so that's a good yardstick for teams when they're setting themselves targets for points. But everybody, of course, will want to finish top of the group and make sure they guarantee a place in the knockout stages. They won't want to be waiting around for other teams to complete their games to see where they stand. Vacco with the corner. Another Mitchell header clears the ball away, back to Vacco. Taiwan. Younggu. Foul by Younggu on Bedic. His foot up from Younggu. There wasn't too much in it, but it was a free kick. Probably a good job, because that was also a foul on the edge of the box. The whistle had already gone though. Daiso with a challenge on Ji Hyun. Bedic might need a bit of treatment here, the Kaya captain. Scored goals in the AFC Cup campaign when they played in the group stages back in 2019. Kaya scored against Lao Toyota, Home United and PSM Makassar. The side failed to progress from the group stages though. Named in the 2019 Asia Cup squad, the first time the Philippines had qualified for the Asia Cup when it was played in the UAE in 2019. It looks as though Lucas Hinterseer, who's got 2 goals to his name so far, is going to be coming on. It'll be ominous for Kaya. Younggu was alerted to the player arriving by his teammates, and he did well, just got the ball away quickly. Here's Ji Hyun, 2 in the middle. Put behind by Rotter for the corner. Si-Hun was racing in. It'll be either Si-Hun or Ji Hyun, I'm guessing, that will go off. It is going to be Ji Hyun. And Lucas Hinterseer comes on. 2 goals he scored, as we mentioned a moment or so ago. He's only had 2 shots and only 3 touches in the opposition penalty area so far, which has led to 2 goals. So he's a man you don't want to give too much space inside the penalty area, Lucas Hinterseer. All 5 changes made now by Ulsan Hyundai. Throw-in taken quickly by Vacco. This is Yongwoo. Now Vacco. Younggu. Too much on it. The aid of a deflection, though, it has gone for a corner. Another change. Bedic, who picked up that knock a moment or so ago, is going to go off. And Javier Galloso is coming on. Galloso played for the Philippines at the 2019 SEA Games. That was held in the Philippines. He was also a member of the squad in the 2017 Games in Malaysia as well. Javier Galloso straight onto defensive duty. Over comes the corner. Too many bodies back behind the ball. Young-woo. Victory would take Ulsan on to 9 points from their 3 matches. Victory for either Vittel or BG Pattern United in the second game would take them on to 6, which still leaves them nicely in touch behind Ulsan. Both sides still have the defending champions to play. KOR, unfortunately, will be staying bottom of the table. No points, just the 1 goal to show for their efforts so far. Have managed just 5 shots in the game so far, KOR. 2 of them on target, both saved by Hyun-woo in the Ulsan goal. Ulsan have only hit the target 4 times. They've scored 3. Taewon. Young-yun. Sung-jun. It's a heavy challenge by Vako, which is a fair one according to the referee. Given away though. KOR have been pretty much pegged back in their own half in the last 20 minutes or so. Another solid challenge by Vako on Menzi. Taewon guided back across, can't pick out Hinterseer. That'll be a foul. Young-gu just stopping De Bruyke in his tracks. Four minutes to go. Ulsan Hyundai leading by 3-0. It's a meter just trying to close down the goalkeeper. He's done what he's had to do well, Hyun-woo. Made a couple of saves. He's been left watching the game for long parts. Another side put in towards that bottom corner from Young-woo. Took a slight deflection, it'll be a corner. Young-gu, one of the 5 substitutes, set up by another Hinterseer. Went for the curl, he was aimed for that bottom corner. It was Mitchell who got the faintest of touches to send the ball wide. Still some more defending for KOR to do in the latter stages here. They'll be desperate to try and keep the score down as low as possible. So they did concede 5 in their last game, don't forget, against Vittel. Vako's corner. Young-woo. And some tired bodies out there now. So temperature's been up in the low 30s today. They need to get a move on, otherwise the referee is going to start brandishing yellow cards for time wasting here. Hyundai eventually will take the throw. Taywon, Hyundai. That's good running. Just overran it slightly, Hyundai. It's gone for a corner off the goalkeeper. He's a nuisance, the Austrian. What you call a typical old-fashioned striker, really makes a nuisance of himself. A bit of hustle and bustle inside the penalty area. Gets in the position to be able to score goals as well. Both his goals have been from close in. Vako taking an age to get the ball positioned correctly, and he's still not happy with it. I think the referee will get a little bit fed up of waiting for this in a moment. They still haven't taken the corner, and now he is going to get a yellow card, Vako, and that means he'll miss the next match. Well, he's brought that on himself. He placed the ball 3 times. Then he looked to play it short, then he went back again, and the man from the Lebanon, the man in the middle, deciding that that's a yellow. And Vako's out of the next game. Infuriates coaches when players just get unnecessary yellow cards for things like time wasting. Down the line by Sung Jin. Ball deflected away, another corner. All the pressure coming from Ulsan at the moment. In the final moments, it's just a question of how much the officials are going to add on here for stoppage time. Vako's going to be a bit quicker with this one. 5 in the middle. That's Younggu over the top. Well, it's been another professional performance by Ulsan Hyundai, who are extending their record to 12 games. Their winning record to 12 games. 2 minutes added time, that's all. So they drew their opening game last year against FC Tokyo, but then it's been wins all the way for them. This is the 3rd in this season's edition. Kaya, we know, very much on a learning curve in this competition and looking to take whatever positives they can from their 6 matches. There have been times when they've competed, had those chances, the 2 of them for Daniels. Here he is on the ball now. Nice little back heel. He's got a bit about him, Daniels, that's for sure. I'm sure he'll be rewarded with a goal at some point in the tournament in the 3 games that remain. Sides will meet again in 3 days' time. Be interesting to see if Ulsan, obviously they're going to have to make the 1 change at least, as will Kaya, with Angeles out suspended after his 2nd yellow card. Amita. Daiso. Arboleda. It's a good challenge away by Sung Jin. Daiso. Oh, didn't set himself. It came off the outside of his boot. He was trying to curl it. You could see what he was trying to set himself to curl that one towards the top corner, but got his body shape all wrong and it flew off the outside of his boot, Daiso, and went wide. One of a couple of Japanese players in the Kaya lineup, Daiso, and Fuji just behind him. Ulsan Hyundai make it 12 wins in a row. They've beaten their own record. There is no stopping them at the moment. It's another clean sheet for Hong Myung-bo's side. More disappointment for Graham Harvey's Kaya, who battled hard, gave a good account of themselves, but in the end they just weren't quite good enough. Mitchell was immense at the back, getting blocks and headers in, and he needed to as well, but they could do nothing about the goals. Sihun with 2 in the first half, and then Vako curling 1 in at the start of the second half, and that was the end of the scoring. Vako getting his first goal in the competition. He picked up a yellow late on. He won't feature in the next match, neither will Angeles for Kaya, who also picked up a second yellow card as well. Ulsan top of the group, they move on to 9 points, 3 wins out of 3. Kaya stay rock bottom with 0, but they will be back in 3 days' time to see if they can get the better once again. It's finished here, Kaya 0, Ulsan Hyundai 3.